Bad Moms Christmas is the follow-up to Bad Moms, which I believe came out last year. It once again stars Mila Kunis, Kristin Bell, and Katherine Haynes. It's Christmas time, so you know that the in-laws are going to be visiting. So, the in-laws, played by Susan Sarandon, Christine Baranski, and I believe her name is Cheryl Hines, have decided to come visit the characters from the first movie, have decided to come visit them for the holidays. So what we have is a Christmas in-laws movie with family drama and a whole bunch of really unfunny jokes. I will say this, the moms of the moms, the grandmas in this movie, Susan Sarandon and Christina Baranski and Cheryl Hines, they did a really good job in this movie, I gotta say. I gotta say they were probably the most entertaining aspect of the movie. Not saying much because I think the rest of the movie is kind of a boring fart, but they were still watchable. They had some funny moments, and you know what? This movie had a couple of chuckle-worthy lines, a couple of chuckle-worthy, you know, just little chuckles. I cannot stand sequels like this. This is one of those sequels, one of those comedy sequels that I just absolutely cannot stand. They're the lazy, unimaginative, uninspired type of sequel. You must just try everything that they did in the first movie, except they somehow managed to make it feel even more tired, even more boring, even more unfunny than the first one was. For the record, I kind of enjoyed the first one. I didn't think it was good or bad. I thought it was okay, but I laughed a little bit during that one. Like I said, I chuckled a couple of times, but I barely laughed at all. And that's mostly because the most frustrating thing about this film is that it is easy. It is way too easy. They go for the easiest joke that they could possibly go for. They go for the easiest and laziest story beat that you could possibly go for. They have the easiest and laziest and most cliched character arcs that you could possibly go for. See, every character in this film is a walking, talking, breathing, shitting cliche. I almost don't feel like using the word cliche because it seems like I should be using a stronger word to describe the characters and the story and the script of this film. You just can't help but watch this film and go, you know what? I've seen this before. I've seen it better, and I've seen it way funnier than this. Stop me if you've heard this one. You have a woman dealing with her mother who's kind of a control freak, very obsessive, very perfect, and she just kind of wants everything to go her way. You've got another woman who's dealing with a mother that's very clingy, very attached, very obsessive, and won't let her daughter move away to have her own life. And you have another mother who's kind of absentee and doesn't really give a shit about her daughter except when it's convenient, and so you have some bonding issues there. You have literally heard that 459,000 times over the years. A gigantic, boring, cliched mess. That's what this movie is. There are like 4 or 5 different montage sequences where for no apparent reason, these girls just kind of get drunk and then just have a bunch of slow motion sequences where they jump or they dance or they drink or they do a bunch of silly stuff. And it's just kind of pointless. And they did that a lot in the first movie. In this movie, again, it comes off as tired. They have to create some dumb montage sequence where, for no reason at all, they're just walking through the mall, getting drunk, stealing Christmas trees. I'm like, is this supposed to be funny? Because this is not funny. This is not just a case of me not being the demographic for this movie. I am well aware I am not the target demographic, and for the record, I hope a lot of women out there who go to see this movie have fun and enjoy the movie. Seriously, be happy. I also reject the premise that just because you're not the target demographic, that means that you can't enjoy the film on its own merit. There's a funny film that came out a few years ago called Bridesmaids. I really enjoyed that movie. I'm not the target demographic. There's a comedy that came out this year called Girls Trip. I'm not the target demographic. And yet I really enjoyed that movie. Hell, you can go to kids movies over the years, The Incredibles and etc. I mean, it doesn't matter what the target demographic is, it can still be a really good film, it can still appeal to other people. I'm getting bored talking about it, so I'm just gonna cease and desist. It's not a Quest for Peace bad, but it's still pretty shitty. Kryptonite. It gets worse the more I think about it. Favorite comedy sequel of all time? Hit me in the comment section down below. Also, stay tuned. I will have a special review for Smallville, the final season, up tomorrow. I can't wait to share my thoughts on that with you guys. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show. And as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.